नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतिरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Is there any new devotees who joined? Because this is Bhakti Vaibav class. And Ashwati Unnikrishnan, I never seen him. You say, are you in the wrong link? Hare Krishna.
No, her name is there.
Yeah, but they're not there, no, in our room.
No.
Who else?
Earlier one Mini was there. Mini Shajan.
Okay, others all are here, no?
Yeah.
Our group only. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll go to Canto 1, Chapter 7, the son of Drona punished. Who was the son of Drona?
Ashwatthama.
Ashwatthama. And why is he going to get punished?
Because he killed
The 5 sons of Draupadi
Friends
while
of
they were
other
sleeping.
children of Pandavas.
5 sons, no, when they were sleeping.
You
So
people are still.
who objected that Ashwatthama should not be killed?
Draupadi.
Draupadi.
Why?
Because
she said
Prithvi
he will-
also will have to.
Like my son have been killed, and how his mother would feel if he
Yes.
be killed.
Yes. So because of that, because this out of motherly affection, no, she was saying like that. Okay. But who wanted Ashwatthama to be killed?
Bhim.
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 Only Bhima?
And Krishna also.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Arjuna was angry.
Arjuna also wanted.
Arjuna was very angry. Yes. Okay.
Arjuna also wanted.
So we'll have a quick recap. So first 3 chapters, we saw the 6 questions by the sages of Naimisharanya and answers by Sudha Goswami. Chapter 4 to 7 was the history of how Srimad Bhagavatam came and history of the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, like how Vyasadeva got inspiration to write Srimad Bhagavatam from Narad Muni. Okay, that we saw in chapters till chapter 7, verse 11. We'll see that. And then chapter 7, first few verses about history of the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then chapter 7 verse 12 onwards till chapter 19 is about history of Parishit Maharaj, his birth, activities, deliverance of King Parishit, how he was born and how he chastised Kali and Parishit Maharaj, okay, meeting death and all that. So we'll see chapter 7. These are some of the applications, objectives. Okay. So the first 7 slokas, we'll see Srila Vyasadeva inspiration for compiling Srimad Bhagavatam. We already saw that. Just a quick recap, the vision of the Lord and the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Vyasadeva teaches Srimad Bhagavatam to Shukadeva Goswami, his son. Yes, and Shukadeva Goswami studies Srimad Bhagavatam, that is 8 to 11 verses. And later on, we'll see how Parikshit Maharaj renounced his glorious kingdom. And it's very important to know his birth, activities, and departure. All 3 are important. Birth, why? Because he saw Krishna face to face in the womb. Activities, because he chastised Kali. And departure, because Srimad Bhagavatam came. Now we know that. So it's very important. And we'll also see the events leading to the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, lamentation of the Pandavas' dead sons, that is the 5 of them, and Arjuna trying to capture Ashwatthama and solving the dilemma regarding punishment to be meted out of Ashwatthama, whether he should be punished or not. We'll see some slokas where there is a controversy. Some says, yes, he has to be punished. Some says, no, he doesn't have to be punished because of these reasons. We'll see what are they. From verse 35 to 58 is about that. So section 1, that is 1.7, 1 to 8 is about Srila Vyasadeva's vision of the Lord. Okay. Anyone likes to chant the sloka? Shaunaka Uvacha. Yes. Nirgade Narade Suta. Who wants to chant? Everybody has the book. Okay, keep the verses ready so that one by one you can start chanting. Okay. Shaunaka uvaja nirgate narade sunta bhagavan badarayanaha shrudavamstat abhipretam tata kim akarot vipu. Rishi Shaunaka asked, O Sutta, the great and transcendently powerful Vyasadeva heard everything from Sri Narad Muni. So after Narada's departure, what did Vyasadeva do? Like after that, so Yadadmuni inspired Vyasadeva, and then now what is he going to do? Like definitely he's going to start writing Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vyasadeva, this question Rishi Saunaka is inquiring to Shuddha Goswami because they were so inquisitive, though inquisitive to know what he actually did. So he is asking, okay, so like whether Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled or not. Yes, second sloka, Sudha Uvacha. So what did Sudha Goswami say?
Shri Shrutavacha Brahmana Nadyam Sarvatam Ashram Paschim Tate Samya Prasha iti Prokta Rishinam Satravardhanam.
Yes. So Sri Sudha said, on the western bank of the river Saraswati, which is intimately related with the Vedas, there is a cottage for meditation as the Samya Prasha, which enleaves the transcendental activities of the sages. So I think this is a Bhakti Vaibav question. Where is the Vyasadev's ashrama? It is on the banks of Saraswati, and it's mainly at Samya Prasha. Okay, that's the place actually. So there is an ashrama on the western bank of Saraswati, and that's ashrama of Vyasadeva at Samya Prasha. And Vyasadeva was a householder, right? Yet his residential place was called ashrama. Why? He's a grihastha. But why his place is called ashrama?
Because he must have gone to Vanaprastha later.
That is later, but now he's a grihastha. So grihastha ashrama it is, no? Grihastha is also an ashrama.
It's an ashrama.
Yeah. He was not a grihamedi. Grihasthas are also called ashrama if they are devotees. Like if they have deities at home, their deity worship happens and there is bhoga offer, there is prasadam. Like the whole house is not just a grihamedi for sense gratification. It is for spiritual realization. So definitely it's called grihastha ashrama. That's also an ashrama. It also has rules and regulations. So Prabhupada says here, these brahmacharis, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, all of them, they are also for realization of the Supreme. So it's not different. The difference is just that in grihastha ashrama, you live with a family, with a husband, wife, kids, along with Krishna in the center. So that is grihastha ashrama, not a grihameti. So here also, Vyasadev's cottage is called as an ashrama, and where it is located has been mentioned here. Third sloka.
Tasmin swa ashrame vyaso bhadari shanda mandite asino abha upasprashya pranidhyayo manaswayam.
So in that place, Vyasadeva in his own ashrama, which was surrounded by the berry tree, sat down to meditate after touching water for purification. So he is now sitting to meditate so that he is asking inside. He's Swayam Bhagavan, but then he is asking the blessings of all the acharyas to write Srimad Bhagavatam because it's not easy. It's about the Supreme Lord and his devotees, right? So Vyasadeva has to give that real mellow when he start writing Bhagavatam. So he sat on that banks of Saraswati and he is about to write Srimad Bhagavatam. Is fourth sloka.
Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam mayam cha tadupashrayam.
Yes. So what is he doing? He fixed his mind and perfectly engaged it by linking it in devotional service of Bhakti Yoga without any tinge of materialism. Thus, he saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with his external energy, which was full and under full control. So what did Vyasadeva actually see? He saw the supreme personality of Godhead along with his external energy, which is that
Maya.
Maya Shakti, right? The external or the Mahamaya of the Lord. So he saw that Hiran Mayena Patrena, it says in Ishopanishad also. Like, so he perfectly sat in Bhakti Yoga. So it's very important that Vyasadeva fixed his mind by linking in Bhakti Yoga, not by meditation of Brahman or something like that. He meditated on the Supreme Lord himself and he saw the Supreme Personality Godhead. What does this prove? That Vyasadeva saw Krishna. Means, in the picture also you can see Vyasadeva is Bhagavan. He saw Krishna.
He is person. not a person.
Okay, Lord is a person. Very good. Yes, it's a personalism. Yes, then that is one thing. About Vyasdev and Krishna,
One and the same.
one and the same. Little more explanation. How
Vyasadeva
can we
is a
meditate on ourselves? Can we meditate on ourselves and see ourselves?
Vyasadeva is a devotee. So he came as a devotee. So he doesn't know Krishna. I mean, he's in a devotee form.
Yeah, that means Vyasdev is Krishna's expansion, right? We can say like that. He's an expansion of the Lord, and Krishna is Swayam Avatari. Okay, he's Avatari. So here Vyasdev also, like there is a story, no, where Vishnu wanted to see Krishna. Does anyone remember? In Vaikunta,
Yeah.
Vishnu was when what did Krishna do for that to see Krishna?
He was killing a Brahmana's kids.
Yes, and then Arjuna came.
Yeah, Krishna wanted to give back the kids. They went to search everywhere, and they
Yes.
didn't find. They went to Yamalok. They didn't find there also. So finally, they went to Vaikunta, and
Yes.
then all the kids were there.
So the Brahmana was having kids, and all the kids were dying. So many kids he had, and everyone immediately after birth was dying. And Arjuna saw this, and Arjuna is like, I will protect the next child. And what the Brahmana is like, what if you don't protect? So Arjuna said, I myself will commit suicide by jumping into the fire. So Krishna is like, easy. Krishna knows everything. So he's like, was just waiting for the right moment to interfere. And then the next child was born, and that child died. And Arjuna was about to jump into the fire. Krishna interfered, and Krishna is like, let's go find out the kids. But yes, as Mother said, they went to Yamaloka, everywhere. But then finally they went to Vaikunta, and then Vishnu was hiding all those kids. Why? And everybody asked, why did you do this, Leela? So Vishnu is like, I wanted to see the two-handed Shyam Sundar form of Krishna. In the sense, I wanted to see that Supreme Lord. So that means what? Krishna is Avatari, or Vishnu is just an expansion of the Lord. But the so-called serials and whatever they do, even though it's about Krishna's pastimes, there some dialogues also they just say that Krishna is just an avatar. No? It puts a lot of misunderstanding in people's mind, because in ISKCON we are trying to preach, saying that Krishna is the Paramadivyotama Purushan, or what do you say, the Supreme Personality of God, the Samam Bonam, the one without the second, and all others are expansion. Ede Chamsakala Pumsa, Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. We are trying to preach that, but all these things which people see, the normal people, they have this thought in the mind, like these are the different avatars of the Lord. Yes, Madhuri Mataji?
No, I would like to read the sloka.
Next sloka, okay.
Yeah.
Now, before
Yeah.
that, 1 second. Fourth sloka, there is also, it is asked, what did Vyasadeva actually see? Okay, so Vyasadeva actually saw the Supreme Personality Lord with its external energy. And also there was internal energy also, because internal energy is always associated with the Lord. And internal energy is along with the absolute person, as the moonlight is with the moon. That's a comparison given in this purport. Prabhupada says that you can't separate moonlight from the moon. Then there's no moon, or sunlight from the sun, or milk and its white color. Now, these are different comparisons given to show that Krishna is always with this internal energy, Yoga Maya. But Vyasadeva especially saw the external energy also. But it was like a package. Everybody was full. Yes, Mataji.
Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunaatmakam paro api manute anartham tat kritam cha abhipadyate.
Okay. Due to the external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to the modes of material nature, thinks of himself as the material product, thus undergo the reactions of material miseries. So why are we, Vyasadeva saw this also, like in Kali Yuga, people are going to suffer, and he saw the cause of the suffering, and he also saw what the solution is for the suffering. Okay, all this he saw. So these are all the different visions which Vyasadeva actually saw. So Vyasadeva was doing Bhakti Yoga without tinge of materialism. That means what? It was Shuddha Bhakti. It was Anya Bilashida Shunyam, or there was no material desires. He wanted to write Srimad Bhagavatam. It doesn't have any material desires in that, right? So what is the result of Vyasadeva's meditation? He saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with his external energy. Internal energy was also there. And what is the Lord's external energy, or Maya Shakti, the Mahamaya? She is the one who actually controls this material nature. And because of her influence, why are we called conditioned soul? Conditioned. That word, conditioned.
We are not
three
free.
modes of
Yeah, we've been conditioned by the three modes. In the sense, we are always controlled by the three modes, no? Always the three modes are acting on us. Sometimes Sattva dominates, sometimes Tamaguna, sometimes Rajaguna dominates. So they are called conditioned soul. And this externality or Maya can be very powerful. Yes, it is powerful. And it is said that when Gajendra was caught with the crocodile is compared to Maya. Because why was crocodile compared to Maya? Gajendra is like the living entity, Jivatma, and the crocodile is like Maya. And there's a constant fight going on, no?
It
But why?
constantly, like Maya keeps
Maya
pulling
is-
us in this
Yes, keep
material
pulling us.
world and
he was
distracting us
pulling his
with
leg,
living.
just like the world is pulling us. In the Jivatma is the material world is pulling.
Okay, so the Jivatma is being pulled by Maya or the external energy of the Lord, and it's been we are struggling, the living entity struggles. But the crocodile becomes stronger and stronger, no? 1,000 years they fight. And crocodile is becoming stronger and stronger. Why is that crocodile was becoming stronger and not
Because he was in his congenial atmosphere.
he
Yeah,
was
It
in
had a
his
very
habitat. Like he's a what he can live both in
yeah.
water and land. But Gajendra
Yeah.
is a land animal. It would not.
Correct.
Similarly, I heard from Guru Maharaj. He says that we are also in a wrong place. This is Maya's world. This is Maya's loka. But we are spiritual entities. We by mistake we came here. So like Gajendra should have been in a land, but he came in the water and he became weaker and weaker. Similarly, we also came to this world of Maya, where crocodile like Maya is so strong. It's her world. She is ruling here. We came in the wrong place. So since we came in the wrong place, Maya becomes stronger and stronger. Prabhupada says it's not Maya is strong, our Krishna consciousness is weak. Because a pure devotee also lives in this material world, but a pure devotee sees Krishna everywhere. So when I remember this, I remember His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj. So when he went to an airport, Maharaj was not used to, in those days, long back, he was not used to the flight traveling. So it's the first time in the airport. So when he went, we know the sensors, right? When we go inside and outside, there's the doors, they just open and close in the sensor. So even lights and even the bathroom, the pipes and also all sensors everywhere. So Maharaj was seeing these doors opening and closing. So he went near and he saw no buttons there. So he was telling to another devotee, where are the buttons to open this door? And they said, Maharaj, it's a sensor. You just go near the door and the door automatically opens. Immediately, this shows his consciousness in Krishna. I mean, how immersed he is in Krishna or immersed in Bhagavatam, that immediately Maharaj said, oh, this technology existed 5,000 years back. Then everybody is like, 5,000 years back? How did this exist 5,000 years back? And he said, no, when Krishna appeared, when Vasudeva carried Krishna across to go to across Yamuna and go to Gokul, even there the jail doors opened, right? All of you remember the scene where the jail keepers, they fell unconscious and the jails opened automatically. When Vasudeva went, the jails opened automatically. So Maharaj said, this was there when Krishna appeared. Even those days, 5,000 years back, this technology is there where the doors automatically open by censoring when Vasudeva carried Krishna and when the doors were opening automatically. So everybody was like just taken aback. How can a person in the airport think about Krishna immediately from something from Srimad Bhagavatam? So that shows how pure he is. That shows how Krishna conscious he is. Or Stavara Jangama Deke Na Deke Taramurti Sarvatra Deke Nija Ishta Deva Spurti. A pure devotee doesn't see moving, non-moving things. He sees Krishna everywhere. So even there he remembered Krishna. So I just suddenly remembered, because Maya can trap us. Yes, Maya can pull us in this material world, but she is testing us. Why is Maya actually testing you? She's Krishna's energy. Mama Maya Durataya, no? It's Krishna's energy. She should not test us, no? Mahamaya. But why is Maya always testing us?
To
Especially
purify
devotees.
us and deliver us to Krishna.
To purify us, okay, but why is she doing, what is the first reason why she's
It
doing
is
that?
a duty.
Also
It is
our
a
own-
duty to control us here in this material world.
Okay, so that we learn how to control.
because of the three modes
It's
of
nature, Mataji. It's his
three modes of
basic nature.
It's her nature. That means she's a loyal servant to Krishna. And it's her duty to test whether a devotee is sincere or not. She just don't want to send what you say, somebody who's not serious. She want to see somebody who's serious in Krishna consciousness to be allowed to go to Krishna's world. So she checks whether, like a loyal servant, no, checks whether before sending somebody to the master, whether that person is loyal or not. So she keeps testing so that even if some problems happen, she sees whether we are still stick to Krishna consciousness. And if we're still doing it, then she herself will help us. She becomes Yogamaya. So Kunti Maharani also prays, Maya Javani Gatyan Achannam Ajnadokshajamabhyam Alakshase Muda Krisha Natyo Daroyata. So next chapter is about 1.8. The 18th sloka starts with Kunti Stuti. And there she says that please come out of this Maya. This Maya is covering, Maya doesn't cover Krishna, it's covering our eyes. So please remove this Maya so that I can see what you are really. So here, the conditioned soul are reclaimed by the Lords in both the ways. Okay, Krishna sends Maya to test us, but Krishna only sends the solution also. Krishna will help us in two ways. One is from within and from without. From within, he helps us as what? From within. Krishna helps us.
Guru Mataji.
Chaitya Guru.
Guru.
So he says Chaitya Guru, he says
Chaitya Guru.
Paramatma, so he helps us. And that Chaitya Guru comes out as spiritual master. And from without, he helps us as spiritual master and also scriptures. Yeah, scriptures. Okay, scriptures, saints, spiritual guru, sadhu, shastra. So inside, he becomes our Paramatma, the Chaitya Guru, and he helps us. Also, without, he helps us as spiritual master and also as shastra, the scriptures. So this is how Krishna will reclaim the fallen conditioned souls. So Krishna only gives us problems, but he is also giving the solution. But we need to find it out. So Vyasdev actually saw Krishna with everything, with the external energy, the internal energy. So the Maya also. And he also saw the Supreme Lord from whom illusionary energy is far removed. Although he saw both the diseased conditioned soul, he also saw the cause of the disease. Okay. So we'll see in the next sloka what exactly Vyasdev saw. Like why is people in Kali Yuga suffering and what is the cause of suffering. Sammohido Jiva Atmanam Trigunatmakam. The living entity thinks of himself as a material product, like I, mine, aham, mameti, and we get illusioned and is subjected to material miseries. So Vyasdev's vision of the Lord, we need to discuss this. Okay, from 4 and 5, list the general philosophical principles drawn from Vyasdev's vision. Okay, what did Vyasadev actually see? You can also refer to the 6th sloka. I feel 6th sloka also there is little bit explanation of the first few lines in the purport. You can see how Vyasadev saw different, all that. And you draw a conclusion, what did actually he see and what does actually mean? The philosophical principles, okay, from Vyasadev's vision. 4, 5, and 6 also you can see. I'll have 2 rooms. Okay, Hare Krishna, all are back. Okay. So we'll discuss and then go forward. Yeah, who's coming from room number 1? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I will be starting with, then
Ah.
Rakshita Mataji will wind up. That is what we have decided. So
Okay.
Vyasadeva was doing the intense meditation, and he was not he was not he was not means he was into constant meditation, so he was not touched by the material things. Then again, when he did so, actually, then that is what slogan number 4 says. So, due to his intense meditation, he could see the Lord. So, we can just relate this particular incident with the previous chapter. Lord will come only as per his wish. So, because of the intense meditation, Narada Muni got to see him. Here also the same thing. Vyasadeva also could see Lord Krishna face to face, and along with his external energy. So, whenever Lord Krishna comes, he is with both the energies because he is the source of all energies, or he is the energetic. Now, again, we are seeing the next shloka. In the next shloka, we can see that all the people, all the living beings in this material world, we are the conditioned souls because we are controlled by the 3 modes of material nature. We think that we are supposed to face the reactions of karma, and we are suffering for it. We don't know the solution of it. We are not knowing what we are. Actually, we are qualitatively one with the Lord, but quantitatively we are different. We have the Sachidananda, this one, spark in us, but at the same time, quantitatively we are different. So, under such conditions, we are in the training ground where external energy of the Lord is giving us the proper training. And if we are doing the devotional service, which is the only thing by which one can get away with the sufferings in this world, we can go back to Godhead. And that is the original place of Hare Krishna. Rakshita Mataji.
Deepti Mataji, would you want to add?
Okay, Mataji. So Mataji, as Mataji has added, thank you Mataji, thank you Rakshita Mataji. So Mataji, we would also like to say that as Mataji mentioned, that since we also have the Sachidananda Rupa, and not only that, he is the Param Purusha. It is Lord Krishna only who is the Param Purusha. And all of us, we are Prakriti, we are not Purusha. He is the enjoyer. And not only that, when we talk about how we are being conditioned, we are conditioned because since we have come here and we are being controlled by the 3 modes of material nature. And not only that, just because of this reason, we start thinking from the bodily conception of life, and we start and that is the reason why we have also become we misunderstand ourselves to be a material product. And not only that, when we talk about Lord Shri Krishna, as it is mentioned that what is the difference between Krishna and his energies, both external energy and internal energy, both are his energies, and he is the source, as Mataji clearly mentioned. But internal energy is much, that is the superior energy, and that is the one which protects us, and that is the spiritual energy. It is also mentioned that the devotees are always under the protection of the spiritual energy. And the only solution to this is the Bhakti Yoga. So whatever sufferings which we are getting in this material world, or in this material form, the only solution is Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, as we also understand. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje yayatma suprasidati. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje. Sorry, I'm not getting it rightly, but the real meaning is apratihata. Yes. Ahetuki. Thank you, Mataji. Ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So the constitutional position, since we are eternally in relation with the Lord, since we are eternal part and parcels, and our constitutional position is to be an eternal servitor of Lord Shri Krishna. So we will get that satisfaction only when we are doing uninterrupted devotional service, causeless uninterrupted devotional service to the Lord. So that is why it has been mentioned that devotional service is the only way when we will start linking ourselves, neither Brahman effulgence, attaining the Brahman effulgence, nor the Paramatma realization is going to help us. It is only the Bhagwan realization which is really going to give us the ultimate perfection. And that is to be an eternal servitor of the Lord and to go back to Goloka and perform devotional service unto his lotus feet. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Rakshita Mataji, would you like to add something here?
No, Mata, just one point I just want to add that in Purport, Prabhupada writes, Vyasadeva did not really take into consideration the Brahman effulgence because Brahman, and even in Ishopanishad we pray, Hiranmayana Patrina, remove the curtain of Brahman effulgence and then only we can see you. So, when you do completely Bhakti Yoga without any other Mishra Bhakti or anything else, Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, then I think we will get to penetrate through the curtain and see the Lord. So even seeing Brahma Jyoti is not going to help us, as Mataji said. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Just to add to that, I think and Dipti Mataji said like the energies of the Lord. So we know that the internal energy, external energy, and the marginal energy. But Mataji, when you say superior and inferior, superior energy is the living entity.
Okay, yes, sorry, yes, Mataji.
In nature, yeah. So we should not get confused. Spiritual energy, even though looks superior, but then when you classify superior and inferior, living entity becomes superior, and the material nature becomes inferior. The spiritual energy, yes, it's the internal potency of the Lord. It's always with the Lord. So definitely, it is almost the Yoga Maya is almost like a part and parcel of the Lord. So because the Lord cannot be separated from the Yoga Maya, it's like the example given is the nail. So we see the nail, the part which we cut out, that's like the Mahamaya. And the nail which is attached to our body, which we cannot take it out. So that is like the internal potency or the Yoga Maya. So Yoga Maya is always attached to the Lord, always there. You cannot even remove them. So it's always together. Okay, so any other room to add? Only one room finished.
Mataji, room number 2, Mataji.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Jayanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I think Jayanti Mataji will speak first and then yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will just submit, Prabhuji, then you can submit, Prabhuji. There is first Vyasadeva is he is also already the liberated soul. He is seeing the internal energy.
Please take care of your mics. Yes, Mataji.
With the absolute personality of Lord, he is seeing, Mataji. That too, as if how internal energy we can't separate. Moonlight, how we can't separate from moon, and sunlight cannot be separated from sun, and from white color from milk, how we can't separate it. The internal energy cannot be submitted. So he is seeing the absolute personality of Godhead with the internal energy. And not only that, Mataji, he is not noticing the effulgence of Brahman, because that is not the absolute truth. So Lord Vyasadeva is seeing the absolute truth and absolute personality of Godhead. And he is finding the disease of us, and not only that, he is also finding how to rectify that. What is the source? How to rectify that? How we can increase our love, affection, and bhakti, and surrender towards Lordhead, and we can overcome these 3 modes of disease that he is telling, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Dhanandri Prabhu, you want to add something?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
For defects of having being one is a comic mistake. Second be illusion. Third cheat others, and fourth senses are imperfect. our internal position is that we are internal servant of the Lord, and the soul can be happy when engaged into devotional service. Through devotional service, we can go back home to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Yeah, yes, that's a philosophical principle. If you draw from Vyasdev's vision, yes, Vyasdev saw the Lord with the internal potency, the external potency, and also he saw the cause. Next sloka, we'll see that he saw the cause why the conditioned soul is suffering. Right? So it's the miseries the conditioned soul is suffering, and also the remedial measure for that suffering. So suffering of the living entity is mainly because of why are we suffering? Because
we are identifying ourselves as material.
Where we think ourselves to the body.
Yeah, so that when we forget Krishna. So when Krishna buliya jeevis bhogavanja kare pashatiya maya tare chapatiya tare. So when Krishna buliya, forgetting Krishna, and the jeev started doing bhogavanja, do sense gratification, then Maya will definitely catch. And when we are in Maya, definitely we forget Krishna, we are in misery. So when Vyasdev saw, he also saw the cause, and also he saw the remedy for it. Remedy is, as you all said, engaging in his devotional service. Yes, bhakti. So that is what the sixth sloka states. Anarthopasamam sakshat bhakti yogam atokshache lokasya janato vidvams chakre satvada samhitam. So the material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people, they do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth. So we don't know, many of them don't know that this is the cause for the remedy for our misery. So as Prabhu said, yes, we have these 4 defects. We also have Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and Adidevi kleshas, miseries always coming. Right? So all these kleshas will keep coming because this is Dukkalema Shashwata. And then when we get it, we can't, Prabhupada says, you can't have any material solution for this material miseries. No material solution will help us. Only spiritual bhakti or devotional service will help us. So the means to mitigate our illusion or misery is through the linking process of devotional service. So Vyasadeva didn't even see Krishna along with his internal energy, the marginal and the external energy. He also saw different planetary portion, parts of planetary portion. He also saw the different incarnations, and also he saw the miseries of the conditioned soul who are bewildered by the external energy or Maya. And at last, he saw the remedial measure for the conditioned soul, which is the process of devotional service. So all this Vyasadeva saw. He's Swayam Bhagavan. He saw the everything. He didn't just see Krishna with his internal potency, external energy. He also saw the cause of their misery and the remedy for the misery. So that is why devotional process. And Vyasadeva thought delivering the process of devotional service through Srimad Bhagavatam is the solution. So that's what he is going to do in the next slokas. So benefits of then about Srimad Bhagavatam, the glorification has been mentioned. The effects of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is mentioned in 1.7.7. Yes, anyone likes to chant? Yes, Yam,
Yasyam vai shruyamana manayam Krishne paramapurushe bhaktir utpadhyate pumsa shoka mahabhayapaha.
Yes, so simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotion service to Lord Krishna, the supreme personality God, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. So why is hearing about Bhagavatam mitigate the miseries?
Hearing is the first, is the stepping stone, any devotional service.
Because it says dharma prochita kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsaranam satam, right? So it is beyond the 4 purusharthas that we have. So it gives us panchama purushartha. So it's not from the material world. Bhagavatam doesn't deal anything about material world. Maybe that's why.
Okay, so it gives us that pleasure because we've been associating with Krishna. The Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of the Lord. And when we hear Bhagavatam, what happens in your heart?
Bhagavan is in the sound.
The Lord comes and sits.
Bhagavan is in the sound of Bhagavatam. He goes in the in Bhagavatam as sound waves. So when we hear that,
When we hear that, yes, Krishna
Mataji,
comes in
Lord
our,
sits in the heart.
yes.
He
Takshana.
comes as a sound
He
vibration.
comes at, yeah, he sits in the heart to hear all.
Yasya Shravana Matrena Hari Chittam Samashraye. So the moment we hear, yes, Krishna comes and sits in your heart. And also Shrinvata Sukata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayandasta Abhadrani Vidinodi Suhral Saram. So when you hear about Krishna, Punya Shravana, because it's so purifying, what happens? All your abhadras, all the anarthas, all the material miseries and desires, everything gets washed away. So by oral reception to Srimad Bhagavatam, loving devotional service to Krishna sprouts up, because Krishna himself comes and sits in your heart. And Shoka Moka Bhayapaham, that disease of lamentation, illusion, fearfulness, everything gets extinguished. Okay, that's what happens to us. And in this world, when we doesn't have a material object, lamentation happens, and when we get it, we become attached to it. That's illusion. So because of that attachment, there is loss of fear of losing it. Okay, fearfulness. All this will go away just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vyasadeva delivers Srimad Bhagavatam to Shukadeva Goswami. That is given in the 8th to 9th slokas. And Shukadeva Goswami becomes the first student of learning Srimad Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva. Okay, so Shukadeva Goswami was in his mother's womb for how many years?
16 years.
16 years.
16 years he was. So one reason is that he didn't want to get trapped by Maya. And the real reason is that he wanted to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva again and again and again. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, right? That can be done from the womb itself. And so, any other example from the womb? Okay, one is
Prahlad
Shukadeva Goswami.
Maharaj.
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Yeah,
Yadus,
Prahlad Maharaj also could
Narad Muni had.
attain perfection. Yeah, from Narad Muni.
Parikshit.
Parikshit Maharaj. Yes.
Maharaj.
Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu also
Abhimanyu.
heard about Krishna.
Yes.
Okay, so so we can see that the highest perfection of life can be attained by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So hearing will Srimad Bhagavatam, that is what it comes in Panjanga Bhakti, right? What are the 5 things which Rupa Goswami says with 5 Panjanga Bhakti? The 5 important aspects of devotion.
Sangha, Nama Kirtan.
Association of devotees.
Association,
Chanting. Nam.
Sadhu Sangha,
Sadhu
Bhajana.
Sangha,
Matravas.
Bhagavatam, reading book,
Madhuravas, Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam, then
chanting, diet,
Association of
Bhakti
devotees.
worship.
Association of devotees.
yeah, DT worship, association of devotees. So these are 5 things which Rupa Goswami says we should do every day. As Mother said, yes, Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavad Shravana, Mathura Vas, Sri Murtira, Shraddhaya, Sevana. So Sadhu Sangha, associating with devotees, then chanting the holy name, hearing Bhagavatam, then Madhura Vas, not literally staying there, but making our consciousness Vrindavan or the home as Vrindavan, and also DT worship. So in that, Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya comes every day, not just a Saptah, something like that. So Nityam. So Shukadeva Goswami is described in this verse, in the 8th verse. Sasamhitam Bhagavatam Kritvanukramya Chatmajam Shukam Adhyapayam Asa Nirvritti Niratam Muni. The great sage Vyasadeva, after compiling Srimad Bhagavatam and revising it, taught us to his own son, Srila Shukadeva Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization. But Shukadeva Goswami, was he worshipping Bhagavan initially?
No, Mataji.
What was he?
Impersonal.
Brahma.
Yeah, Brahman
Impersonalist. He was
Yeah, he was like an impersonalist. And how did he become personalist?
when he heard
After
from the
Of
students
Krishna.
of his own father.
When he heard
Aho Bakiham,
the
Yes,
Bhagavad
and,
Sloka and
Kalkatuku.
Natvar Vapu. Natvar Vapu.
yes, Barha Pidam Natavara. So when he heard these 2 slokas, if you don't know, the one was about how Krishna delivered Putana. Ahobakiyam Stanakala Kudam Jijam Sayapyaya Swatvi Labe Gadim Datri Uchitam Tatanyam Kambadayalim Sharanam Vijayam. So when Vyasadev's disciples, they sang this verse, that how merciful Krishna is. Now can deliver Putana, can make Putana his mother. So Shukadeva Goswami is like, okay, might be that person is internally beautiful because he's so nice at heart that he made this Putana his mother. But what about his external beauty? So he was not convinced. But then that sloka, Barha Pitam Natavarevapu Karnayo Karnikaram Vipradvasa Karagakabisham Vaijayanti Chamala Randran Venoradara Sudaya Purein Gopa Vrinde Vrindaranyam Swapataramanam Prabhishat Gita Kirti. So that Venu Geet. So when gopis are saying that Krishna enters into Vrindavan with Balram, At that time, that beautiful form has been mentioned. So here we know, we can see that picture. We already saw this, right? How Shukadeva Goswami ran to forest and Vyasadeva running behind. And later on, he sends his disciples to the forest, Vyasadeva, and then make him hear these two beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's a kind of an essence in Bhagavatam. See, if Vyasadeva had to teach the disciples these two verses to sing to his son, and by hearing these two verses, if Shukadeva Goswami could come back from the forest, these verses are so powerful, right? So, and then he explains, I mean, he learns Bhagavatam from his father. And here it is said that the oral reception, that's just by hearing. So Shukadeva Goswami is described as Nirvritti Nirata Muni, means a sage who's engaged in the path of self-realization. You can see him. He's not in the bodily concept. He's not even wearing a dress. That means he's not even seeing that his body is a male or a female. No, he's completely liberated soul. And Sarvatro Peksha Muni, indifferent to material subjects. So some qualification of Shukadeva Goswami is also mentioned here. Atma Ramaha, he's completely satisfied. This is one meaning of Atma Rama, means completely self-satisfied soul. So although Shukadeva Goswami was such a perfected soul, why would he take trouble to study such a vast literature, Srimad Bhagavatam and Vyasadeva? Why did he take trouble? Even he's a perfect liberated soul, right?
Even liberated souls are interested in listening to the glorification of the Lord.
Yeah. That means Bhagavatam is a postgraduate study even for the liberated soul or for Atma Ramas. So that's why Shukadeva Goswami already had attained a perfection, and he was already liberated soul. Still, he was attracted to Bhagavatam because this is a postgraduate study and it tracks even, it's for the Paramahamsas. Even Lord Shiva likes to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Even all liberated souls likes to hear Srimad Bhagavatam because it's a nectar of not a nectar of Krishna's pastimes. So we can see here that in the next sloka, also in the 9th sloka, it is said, Shaunaka Uvacha Savai Nivritti Narata Sarvato Peksho Muni Kashyava Brahmatim Etam Atma Rama Samapyasat. So he's saying that Shaunaka said to Shukadeva Goswami, Shukadeva Goswami is already on the path of self-realization. Thus he was pleased with his own self. He's already pleased. But why did he take trouble to hear this vast literature? That's the 9th sloka. There's a question asked, but the answer given is that even it attracts the liberated soul because Srimad Bhagavatam is a postgraduate study even for the Atma Ramas, even for them, because Bhagavatam attracts everyone. Even Atma Ramas or self-satisfied people, they are attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. So just imagine the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. And the self-realized Atmaras, they desire to render unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. That's what 10 to 11 sloka says. And Krishna attracts everyone, and even those who have nothing to do with this material world, Krishna attracts. That's why his name is Krishna. Krishna means who attracts everyone. And Atma Ramas, I think that's the 10th verse. Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirgranta Api Urukrama Kurvanti Ahitukum Bhakti Ittam Bhuta Gunohari. So all different varieties of Atma Ramas, those who take pleasure in their Atma or self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, although freed from all kind of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This means the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore he can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Okay, so there are different meanings that's been mentioned about. Even Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is our Atmaram verse, we can see there's different meanings for it. I think next class we will see the details of this Atmaram. There's a big purport Srila Prabhupada has given. So you need to understand more about them. Atmaramas are nobody, but just they are already self-realized. They are established in self-realization. And they are free from material bondage. And they are Nityam Vishnu Janapriya. They are very dear to the devotees, like Shukadeva Goswami, very dear to that. Nityam Vishnu Janapriya. And they desire to render unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. Okay, and transformation of Shukadeva Goswami from impersonal to personal, we saw how by hearing the slokas. And conclusion is that Lord Krishna has all transcendental qualities that it attracts all, including liberated souls. Even liberated souls get attracted. They're already liberated. They should not get attracted by anything. But Krishna is beyond that. No, Krishna is beyond Adokshaja. He attracts everyone, and his qualities, his pastimes attracts everyone. Because Krishna likes to hear about his devotees, and devotees like to hear about Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, Purana Mamalam, yet Vaishnavanam Priyam. They're very dear to Vaishnavas. So Bhagavatam belongs to the Vaishnavas, or it's very dear to them because it's about Krishna and his devotees. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is heard, and also Atmaramas, who are self-realized persons, who are free from material bondage, who's not attracted to anything, who just want to do unalloyed devotional service to Krishna, and is very dear to all devotees. They also get attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is about the Atmaramas. So Atmaramas are liberated souls, and also these liberated soul actually helps us to get attracted to Krishna, more and more attracted to Krishna. This is what I said, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Atmara verse. Mahaprabhu explains this to Srila Sanatana Goswami. Okay, if you see Madhya Leela chapter 24, everything, the heading of the chapter is only the 61 explanation of Atmaram verse. It's like 61. Okay, so we'll refer to this next week. Maybe you can, just like a homework, you can go through this Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 24. So more of we'll just see. Madhya chapter 24. So this is it's paused. Yeah, so you can see here Madhya Leela chapter 24. The chapter heading is only 61 explanation of the Atma Rama verse. Just imagine 61. It has a lot of slokas. So Mahaprabhu is explaining the 61 explanation of Atma Rama. So this verse is very important. You need to memorize this. Okay, Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirkanda Abhyudukrama Kurvanti Ahidipum Bhakti Ittam Bhuta Guno Hari. Hari. So they are the one who's not attracted by anything material. They are already self-realized souls. They are satisfied in their self, but still they get attracted to Hari, or they are, because Krishna himself is the reservoir of all pleasure. He himself attracts everyone. So based on that, the Atmaramas has been mentioned here. I think this sloka, this the 5th sloka says that Atmaramascha Muniyo Dirganda Vikrame Kurvanti Hedim Ittam Bhuta Guno Hari. And Prabhupada says this is from Srimad Bhagavatam here. You can see 1:7:10 quoted here. Okay, so this self-realized people, they are unattracted by anything material, but they are attracted to the loving service of Krishna. Because why? Krishna's qualities are all transcendental, and it's very wonderful. And Hari, the personality of Godhead, is called Krishna because he have transcendental attractive features. That's why even Krishna has Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. He has so many names. Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, Madhava, all these names. But in that, Krishna is the primary name because it attracts everyone. This Krishna, okay, that is the original name of the Lord. And why is Krishna called Hari?
Mataji, because he takes away all the
Everyone's
bad,
heart it attracts, Mataji.
Hari, he takes away
Yes,
all
one
the
is
inauspicious.
Mataji said he takes away all the inauspicious things. Second is, yes, it attracts everyone.
He takes away our heart and gives love.
No, he takes away, yes. Hari Shabda Nana Adui Mukyatama Dharma Amangala Hare Prema Diye Manahara. This is what the sloka. Hari Shabda Nana Arte Dui Mukyatama. Hari Shabda has Nana Artha, so many names. But Dui Mukyatama, 2 main Artha. What are they? Sarva Amangala Hare. He takes away all inauspicious things. Prema Diye, he'll give you prema, and Hare Mana, he'll take away your mind. So although Hari has different meanings, the 2 important is foremost. One meaning is that the Lord takes away all inauspicious things from the devotee. Second meaning is that he attracts the mind by ecstatic love for God. So Hari, Krishna is Hari. Okay, the Hari, this Shabda. So here it is said, Hari is called Krishna because he has transcendental attractive feature. So this is the Atmaram verse, and then Mahaprabhu goes on explaining the different meanings of Atmaram verse. We don't have time for all this, but then you can just go on reading just once, fresh up before coming next week. Oh, next week is your exam. You can't concentrate on this. You can't concentrate on that. That's why I want to finish it and then go to the next chapter so that you're all fresh to start. The next time we'll see that. So see the 7 different meanings of Atma. Means absolute truth, body, mind, endeavor, firmness, intelligence, nature. So many meanings have been mentioned. So I think we'll also go through this this Atma Rama. He splits the words Atma and Arama. Then he says Muni, Atma Ramascha Muniyam. Different, this sloka split it into different words. And Mahaprabhu gives on explaining. See, Muni refers to whom? Somebody who's thoughtful. Nirgranda, Abhi Urukrame. Like all this, you can see the prefix used and everything. Urukrama means what? The step, no? That is Vamana Dev is called Urukrama. The krama means throwing foot forward, stepping. So like that krama also means power. Like different meanings of krama. Everything is explained here. So we'll go through little slokas from here next week, might be after exam, so that we also get an idea what this Atmaram verse is about. Okay. So we'll stop here for today, and we'll continue with Atmaram verse because it needs a little explanation. Okay, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila, chapter 24 have to be referred here because this this chapter is full about that, the explanation of the Atmaram verse. And Mahaprabhu gives beautiful explanation to Sri Chaitanya, Sri Sanatana Goswami. Okay, so we'll see that. Actually, according to Sanatana Goswami request, Mahaprabhu is explaining this verse, Atmaram Shamani, in the 61 different ways. And also, yes, cha, he gives different meanings for cha like that. So that is possible because Prabhu is so scholarly in Nyaya philosophy, the grammar and everything, as Nimai Pandit, he Swayam Bhagavan. But then this whole chapter is dedicated in Chaitanya Charitamrita for this particular verse. That's why this verse is very important in this chapter. Okay. So next week we'll meet at 7:30 and then we'll have a small exam for chapter 6. And then after that, 20th we'll continue. Okay, now we have Radha Ashtami coming on 11th. No? Okay. Hare Krishna, anything to add? We're done.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, they have also covered this shloka in Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book separately,
Yeah.
one chapter.
Correct.
Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That's a synopsis actually.
Yeah, it's a summary view, but
Yeah.
not as
Of Lord
detailed as in
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah.
Yes, if you see the teachings of Rupa Goswami to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Ramananda Rai talk, everything is there, but it's a synopsis form.
Very summarized.
Better always to read Chaitanya Charitamrita to get that real nectar.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So I can stop here.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji.
Pancha Kalpadharubhasya Kripa Sindhubhyo Paridanam Pavane Vaishnavi Penam Parivarshanam Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.